Welcome, golden action figure lovers. This is Sprues and Studs, and we are about midway in the review of all the Custodian Guard that has come out recently, and there's a total of 5. In this one, we will be looking at 2 of them. Specifically, the ones we're going to be looking at is the one with the Sentinel blade as well as the Praesidium shield. And then the other one we're going to be looking at is the one with the Guardian Spear that is not the captain. And we shall see if JoyToy is able to keep up the golden glow that they have established with these action figures.
24 karat magic in the air. Wow, that's a big shield. And here we go.
We have the Custodian Guard with the Praesidium shield clear in front of us so that we can take a nice deep dive in a review. So with the helmet, we have this characteristic red base with nice yellow highlights and finally dark shading that's happening all throughout. Now with the helmet itself, there is very little shading that's happening. However, there is some that's actually present in the middle of this design right here. And we finally round out the helmet with the metallic red lenses that give this action figure some nice depth. So moving on to the right pauldron, there is plenty of shading on the outside of this pauldron, as you can see right here. However, there is none on the inside of it. But there is prominent silver highlights on the raised edges all over, with this regal and very elegant looking eagle. And finally, the arms have these nice leather bits with these golden buckles. However, there's really no depth on the leather in that it is a single flat brown color. It definitely could use some shading as well as some highlights. So on the left hand pauldron over here, there is also very little shading, and the 3 metallic blue gems really give a nice contrast with the gold that breaks up the monotony that is happening. Also with these Custodian Guards, this is where the uniqueness comes out because each and every single one of these guys have a unique design. So moving on to the chest plate, we have the characteristic arrow iconography right here with silver highlights on the raised edges, and then finally ending with this tiny blue gem. Now with the waist area, there are 2 plates on each side that contain the same symbols. There is shading present in the designs. There's also a double aquila down here with plenty of shiny silver paint. And moving on, we have this nice big round buckle with an aquila, but there is a arrow running down the center of it. And then beneath that, there are brown leather gladiator bits with these golden ends, and it's nice that there are these silver studs over here as accents, as once again, these accents break up the monotony of the brown as well as the gold. Moving on down, we have the legs with a modified double aquila in that the wings of this eagle are elongated over here. There is a little bit of light shading that's happening, but once again, plenty of light silver highlighting, and with a nice added touch of these nice leather buckles right over here. Now moving on to the back of this action figure, there appears to be a double-headed eagle that looks like it is perched upon this Custodian Guard's back, which is a very interesting touch. The dark areas in the recesses of the feathers indicate that there is shading that is happening. And the rest of the action figure on the back is a solid, brilliant looking gold color. So now we have reviewed the body of this action figure. We're going to move on to the Praesidium shield. And this Praesidium shield is a brilliant arc gold. It covers about 2/3 of the Custodian Guard. What's interesting about the shield is that it is entirely an eagle, complete with the double heads, wings, the body, as well as the tail. So these claws down here are clutching these interesting looking branches, and there's a prominent blue gem in the center that really attracts the eye. I will have to say that the highlights really aren't as pronounced as the body of the action figure, but it is there. There is also shading that pools on the sides of the shield, especially right on this side, as well as in the recesses of the designs. Now flipping over the back, you can also see that it is a very shiny solid gold. There are standard blue power nodes on each side of it as well. And then move on to the Sentinel blade. And as we saw from the previous review video, this blade is a nice translucent blue metal glow at the tip, and then you have a dark gunmetal as its base color, and it's also highlighted by dry brushing with silver, which gives a very nice weathered patina. The magazine makes up the hilt of the sword, and there's really nice diverse colors with the red, gold, black, silver, and blue. So in all honesty, my eye naturally gravitates toward the sword the most. And now moving on, we are going to take a look at the Custodian Guard with the Guardian Spear. Alright, as these Custodian Guards look fairly similar, I'm just going to point out the major differences. We're going to start off with the helmet area once again, and we have the same colorful tassel. There is also unique iconography in the center with some 3D detail as evidenced by the highlights and shading. The right pauldron is completely the same with the arms rocking the same leather bits as well. The left pauldron, where the individualism is at, is elegant looking, and it has laurels on both sides of it that is reminiscent of the Ultramarines. The tips of the leaves are highlighted a bright silver. I guess I would have appreciated more depth because there's really no shading that happens in between these leaves, which it really needs it. And then finally, the laurels are tied together almost with like a bow with a blue gem. On the chest plate, there is the same arrow icon, however, the center design is different. Moving on to the waist area, you can see that this double Aquila once again makes another appearance. The bottom icon is the same, as well as the top icon is almost the same as well, except that there is an added little symbol in the middle. So over here, there is a big round belt buckle that is unique to this action figure, and it has a lot of deep shading that is happening with the center of it, although I kind of wonder if this is accidental. And then beneath that, you have the characteristic gladiator leather straps with the silver studs, except this one doesn't have the golden buckles at the end of it. However, there is a white corded rope to break up the monotony of the gold and the brown that is heavily shaded. So with the leg area, it's completely the same, and the back area is also completely the same as his other Custodian Guard counterpart. So the spear blade mimics the Sentinel blade look. You have a lighter gunmetal right here, then a smooth transition to this light silver, then blue glow on the blade edge. There's a nice color balance with the silver areas as well as the gold accents, red handles, as well as the black areas dominate the rest of the spear. And that is my review of these golden boys. Let's wrap this review up. Well, Custodes fans, we have 4 out of the 5 Custodian Guard completely reviewed now. And I would have to say the consistency with JoyToy throughout their whole entire Custodes line is actually pretty damn good. I'll have to say that there, once again, is a lot to like about these action figures. I have said many a time again, I love the tassels. There's so much depth in them. I really like the different weapons that JoyToy has loaded them out with, especially the Sentinel blade. That Sentinel blade is so badass. I love the blue glow that is on the edge of it, as well as the Guardian Spear. I also like the blue glow that's on the edge of that as well. And the armor, once again, is second to none with all these Baroque and interesting, elegant designs that are strewn everywhere. And again, JoyToy has pulled out all the stops on these action figures. Now, having reviewed 4 out of the 5 of these action figures, you start getting a little bit of similarity between all of them. So this one with the Guardian Spear over here is very, very much similar to the Captain with the Guardian Spear. And this guy is also very similar with the guy with just the regular Sentinel blade. So what would I actually recommend you all to get if you're actually going to get these action figures? Well, first of all, if you're in a tight money crunch and you don't really want to repeat the figures, So I really wouldn't get this guy. I would actually get the captain with the Guardian Spear because, well, he's a captain and he's got that cool cape. And with regards to the Custodian Guard with the Sentinel Blade and the Praesidium shield, I would actually get this one over the guy that just has the Sentinel Blade, just because I think that the shield is highly ornate and has more to offer on the action figure than just the dude with the Sentinel Blade that has the bare head. So this is Sprues and Studs closing out. Once again, thank you so much for watching. You guys are phenomenal with your support, and I really wouldn't be here without all of you. And if you are interested to get these action figures that I have reviewed in this video, just click down in the description below to get 12% off, as these things are already released. And with that being said, I will see you all in the next one.